Sky Squad, we are back in the building and we are here with Belle Collective star Latrice Rogers. Welcome
Hi.
back.
Thank you, Richie. Thank you so much for having me.
You are absolutely welcome. So, before we start, you know, we both had to get our drinks together. So, Latrice, I want you to tell me what you're drinking and then I'll tell you what I'm drinking.
Okay, so you know when you have the red cup, it's serious. So I'm drinking Remy with a little Sprite. Now, before you guys eat me up about Remy and Sprite, you should try it.
Okay, okay. So I was in honor of you. I wanted to get some Hennessy, but I totally forgot to go
You
out and get it.
forgot?
No, I forgot to go out and get it this morning because it's been like a day, man. It's been a day. So
Yes.
I did the best that I could with something of color. It
Oh,
is
God.
vodka and Bailey's. Now,
Okay. Bailey's and
listen,
vodka.
yeah, it's really good, but I like chocolate milk, so that's kind of what it gives me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, hey,
So
that's your
cheers.
thing. Cheers.
Okay, to our unconventional drinks.
Yes. Oh,
Now
that's good.
that we got that out of the way, how are you feeling about being back for season two? Let's start that off. Like, what was the process like? Did you have to contemplate, think like, I mean, what went through your mind when you heard that, okay, it's time to suit up again?
Time to go. For me, and I love Carlos King, it was an automatic yes. And the thing people don't realize when it comes to reality TV, everybody doesn't do it for the money because let's be honest, I don't need it for the money. I'm good. you know, I did it for the strength of me personally because reality has honestly helped me grow. I'm an introvert and a lot of people may not see that. Yes, Richie. I am an introvert. Like I'm super quiet. When I get around people, like I open up if I know you. you know. So this show has helped me to come into myself and realize, because I still have insecurities amongst everything else. They may see this mogul, this businesswoman, the fashions, but I was still insecure when it came to a lot of things. So the
Really?
show brought it out and helped me realize, oh, you're that bitch.
So
So
can I tell you why I laughed so hard when you said that?
why?
It's probably for the same reason people laugh at me when I tell them I'm an introvert too.
Yeah,
But
I can understand it.
because I mean, and probably because we had already been familiar with each other just from like previously interviewing and chatting and just kind of discourse via social media. But when I met y'all, I felt like I already knew a lot of y'all. Like it just
Oh
felt
my
like
God.
running into family. For
Yes.
whatever reason, that's how y'all made us feel, right? And you
It's
are
that
the
southern twang,
it is, but you are like the life of the party. So I'm trying to figure out this insecurity thing. Like, explain that to me.
um, when I mean insecure, I don't mean in terms of like looks or anything like that. Like I never valued myself. Like regardless of all the accomplishments I achieved, like I'm in Forbes. I was Young Entrepreneur of the Year for SBA. Like I had so many accolades, but I still didn't feel like I was worthy or I was good enough because
Mhm.
mainly because of where I came from. So
Gotcha.
I didn't feel like, I was insecure in that. Like when I used to go around certain people, I always had to dumb myself down or, just try to make them feel,
More
hey,
comfortable.
yes, definitely make them feel comfortable. So the show just helped me realize, like, how to factor in things, who to be around, or just to actually look at myself and realize, like I said, you're that bitch. you know.
How did that happen for you? Because when I look at reality TV personalities when they come on the scene, and I analyze, and I could do a better job of this myself, but you are amazing at branding yourself when it comes to
Yes.
like social. Like it didn't honestly, it didn't take you no time to you knew what to do. Like you knew
Hmm.
photo shoots,
Yes.
your messaging was always the same and you invested in that. How did you know to do that? Like what like what snapped in your mind, or did somebody, I know that you have your friend Melanie, who works in PR, but like for
Mhm.
you, you just ran.
Branding to me was a second nature. I know that that's something that any business needs to survive. And I represent the people and I know what the people want. So, I'm not going anything that I put my name on, I'm going to put my all into it. And I'm a prime example of my business. Like I wear my hair, if I want to do fashion, like I'm gonna literally sit there and I'm gonna go through with my stylist and like everything I have my input in on, and I just make it me.
Mm, mm. I think that's something that I don't know. When again, and this isn't a criticism about anybody else, but it's really kind of praise for you.
Mhm.
As someone who works in this industry, I'm always looking for photos that I can use for like thumbnails and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
I'm like, I could just go to your Instagram page and I can pull any photo out and take out the background and insert it. So to me,
yeah,
those are the things that I look for when I see somebody who's upcoming and in the reality world. And you definitely have that on lock. Okay.
yes.
Definitely.
I mean, any business, like it's competitive. Let's face it. Like, nope, nobody is really the originator of anything. If you name it, it's probably already been done. So you have to make it unique to the best of your ability. So I know I have to come with photo shoots. With just whatever my brand, whatever, however I see my brand and where I want to go. Like I'm gonna invest.
You also talked a lot about staying in a particular area. Like you do not want to leave, like
I,
you
I
in terms of your shop. Now, why is that important to you?
It's important to me because, like I said, growing up, especially in the hair industry, it was so many factors that went into my thought process. Like I never saw anybody that looked like me who, catered to us. So, one day it was a little girl that came into the store or whatever, and she was like, "Oh my God, I love you." I just knew that I had an impact on her without even just really saying anything to her. She saw me and saw that, okay, this is somebody that looked like me, and she probably had never seen that before. So to me, it's important to always give back. Like I do so many charity drives. I mentor so many people. Like I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes.
Okay.
And I just know when I was that age, I wish I had somebody like me. So I feel like it's God put me, I don't have kids, so God put me in this position to do exactly that. And that's to give back, that's to mentor, that's to help children, little black girls and little black boys know that it's more to life than what they see in their environment.
hmm I think that's dope, and it speaks a lot to who you are. You talked a lot about that, even when we were there for the press day. I want to just ask you about that. What was it like to watch the episode? And it was episode 2 that we
Yeah.
saw with everybody in the room. Like, had y'all hadn't? When I talked to Letitia, she said y'all hadn't done that before. How did it feel for you?
It was, I must admit, it was really tense because one thing about reality, you don't know what they edited or what you're gonna see. So, you heard old girl over there, of course, I'm gonna be me. Like nothing really affects me. So whatever you say, it can roll off my shoulder. As long as you're not interfering with my family, then we're good to go. But it to me, it was super intense. I know you felt the energy, and it was. I think that I would do it again. Like I definitely think that I would do it again because it was something like Tisha said, we had never done it before, and it gave me a clear insight of okay, this is what episode 2 is going to be like, and of course, how I had to really think. I'm a forward thinker, so I'm always thinking of how the fans are going to react to it. So it kind of gave me a one upper on, hey, this is what they're going to say.
And when you said, of course, you were sitting across from who, that who would most likely be Marie, I'm assuming.
You know who? You know who?
Man,
Richie.
it was. I felt like and I said it last in my last interview. I said it was so like surreal and intense because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, like these people are talking about each other. And then Akeisha, oh my God, like,
Ah!
did you know that she was saying some of the stuff that she was saying?
I did not. The crazy thing is, and I know like Akeisha, the people are really not feeling her at all. But I don't know, for some strange reason I like her.
I like her too.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I want to tell people like, what you see on the screen with her is what you get is for
Yes.
real.
Hmm.
But in person, she is so nice,
She is. She's
so just a wealth of like knowledge and resources and stuff like that. So
yes.
when I saw the episode, I was like, wait.
Listen, one thing about that episode, that is Akeisha all day, honey. Miss One Upper. But I mean, you have to love her because in the end she means well.
I think that's the thing. In the
Yes.
end, she means well. She is well. She's a well-intentioned person. It's not actually with all of y'all. I didn't get any malicious vibes from anybody. Like I've met some type. Sometimes you meet people from different shows, and I have been fortunate that I feel like everybody I has met has been really nice and gracious. But some people you just don't always get the best energy from, and I have to again tell y'all made us feel like family, all of y'all, every
Well,
last one of y'all.
listen, come back whenever.
Oh, I'm trying to. What when you saw the episode? Well, actually, I don't want to talk about when you saw it, but living through the brunch.
Mm, oh my God.
What was your thought process like as we're watching it and you guys are doing the sort of like let's go around the table and compliment each other, like it seemed like such an uplifting thing. What was your thoughts when Marie was just refusing to answer? And what was with her drinking all the water?
Listen, child. I listen. I make the girl thirsty, honey. But I'm glad that you definitely asked that question because the game to me, I'm a team player. So honestly, this is the part that they didn't see. They called Marie's name before they even called my name. So we literally had to go around the table. That's a little tidbit. Uh, we literally had to go around the table and everybody said something nice about Marie, including me. And I was like, oh my God, when they get to me, I'm sitting here trying to think of something nice to say about this lady because I know for me, she's not a nice person. You know, I don't know what it is when it comes to me. And I know she says the whole little blogger thing. We know that's definitely not true.
Oh,
But
we'll get to that in a second.
but I definitely said something nice about her and her pleading the fifth. That's just a typical Marie. Like, I honestly didn't care. This lady affects me not one way or another. I didn't care.
What did you say about? Do you even remember what you said?
I think I said that, she had the blonde hair. So I'm like, Marie, you look like a fox, which, she did. So wasn't that nice? Like, that was a nice compliment. That's literally the only thing I can think of. So I was like, okay, girl, just say that.
So when it gets back around to you guys and she pleads the fifth, if I didn't see if I seeing the episode, it just made it seem like she just didn't do it and you hadn't said anything to her. But now knowing this, it does seem kind of unfair. Like, yo, you were at least being a team player. Like, why couldn't
For
she,
sure.
do it back?
Mm-hmm.
So she runs out to the bathroom. Did y'all know that she was in the men's room? Or
I did not. I did not win. Honestly, I don't focus in on nobody. Like I said, if you listen, if you know me, you know my family is my all. If you're not my family, girl, what do I care? You stormed out, you went to the restroom, girl. You could have been in there hyperventilating, having an asthma attack, honey. I would have been in there drinking my mimosas and having a great time.
she makes this reference about you. I don't know if you were like, she claims that you were, I guess, in association with somebody who was trying to destroy her business. What is she talking about? Because I maybe I missed that.
Listen, I think they covered it reunion. Like it was a whole reunion. I was like, why would you guys give somebody a platform on our platform? Like, which is crazy to me, but
So it
hey.
was somebody outside of the show. I remember that.
Right.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So
So
how did you get involved with that?
so basically, Jackson is small. And one thing about it, when you're on reality TV, people go in your closet and they dig out all your skeletons. I don't care. Like that's just what they do. I don't understand why. I'm not that invested in no one else's life, but that's just what people do. And it was one of those cases to where this guy, he was in Jackson and he wasn't a blogger, but he was basically this person who exposes people. So it wasn't just Marie. He'll expose your mama, daddy, grandma, auntie, whatever. Um, so like I said, Jackson is really small. So of course I know somebody that knows him, just like she probably knows someone who knows him. And honestly, the person that I know, they weren't gonna let him talk about me. Doesn't mean that I went to him per se, because honestly, I didn't really care about him because he got one of my teachers fired. He exposed her and got her fired. So that's when I first learned about this guy. And I didn't like him. So I was always, I was like, no, I'm not gonna go that way. Don't want to talk to him, whatever, whatever. When the show came out, of course, it's Small Jackson. So what is there to talk about besides the show?
Right.
It's gonna get major buzz.
Right.
So it was one of those things where he started talking about the show. Marie responded, and we had made this pact, like, we know that we're in the public's eyesight, so let's not respond to negativity. She responded, and that's when he went in. So just because she felt like, okay, well, Treese, no, now he didn't talk about me. Like I said, he wasn't. One thing about it, you know what's up when it comes to me. Like, you know what's up. So, so you're gonna think twice, save a life. Not just I'm this sweet person. I don't mess with anybody, and I'm a firm believer in karma, and which is why anything that comes my way is positive because I'm always putting out positivity. If I was out there like, okay, talk about Marie, and I don't care. The crazy thing is, we were cool when the show ended. So what was my reason to go to anybody to have them to expose anything about Marie? Like it just was crazy. But
Mm.
anyways, that whole thing with the blog, we're gonna call it the blogger exposer. I don't know. I'ma stand on it. If I did something, I would say that I did it because what can you do to me? I mean, what am I gonna lose from saying, oh yeah, girl, I did it? you know, like we're not children, honey. I stand on whatever I say I did. And one thing about it, nobody's gonna make me say something that I didn't do. Now, if you come to me and ask me something else, I'll be like, girl, yeah, I did it. But I'm not gonna admit to nothing that I didn't do. I didn't care enough about your business. I don't know if if you lost business, but what I do know, um, honestly, first season you tried to ruin my business. So
With the hair thing.
yeah, with the hair thing, like what if people would have listened to her and been like, okay, well, Marie said, because people tend to believe what they hear, not
Right,
necessarily
right.
what they see.
Mm.
So, what if they would have been like, okay, I'm not gonna support her because Marie said that she had bad hair. But one thing about it, I have good business practice. So, my business speaks for itself and her business should speak for itself, regardless of what a person is saying about her business. If you're legit, if your business is good, then what does it matter? I don't care what anybody say about me. At the end of the day, my sales still coming in, I'm still good.
I think that's really a note for people who get into the reality TV space in general is to have that type of mentality. Like, I mean, you can't ruin what's already what God has that's already
For
amazing.
sure.
So
Hmm.
that's a healthy way to think about it. Speaking of healthy, how is Mr. Cliff doing? Okay. Um, I wish I could tell, like, I wish I could show y'all like how amazingly funny he is.
Oh my
and
God.
he is just a character. Like,
Yes.
how is he doing?
He's doing great. He's of course getting on my nerves as always, but yeah, and I hate that they don't show that side of him because he's hilarious. He takes nothing serious, and I think a lot of scenes people look at it and they're offended, like, oh my God, how dare him? But if they knew him, they'll be like, oh, he's just joking, like literally.
And he has like the most youthful energy as well, like in person. Like it just,
Hmm.
I mean, he's a vibrant personality. So my question for you is you gonna give this man what he's asking for? This man wants a baby with you. What's your thoughts about it? I hate to put you on the spot with that one, but it's on the show. So what? I mean, what we
I
looking at?
know. It's a lot that goes into having a baby, and I don't think that I'm necessarily in that headspace. Like, of course, who wouldn't want a baby by me? All seriousness, I'm just not in a headspace, and I'm not gonna say that I'm never gonna have a baby, but right now because I'm doing so much, like we have so much together. Like we've been together over 11, 12 years. Child, I stopped counting. uh, we built so much together, and we're still building so much together. And imagine as the woman, I have to do a lot because guys, they're not that smart. So, so I it's a lot on me. I have to deal with
Yeah.
his business, my business, and our businesses together. So a baby, where can a baby fit?
Mm, mm. I
Yes.
always say, I mean, just being married myself, I'm like, okay, you want a baby? I hope the nanny comes with it because where's the time? The time.
Where is the time? I literally wrote out this whole little document, and we was gonna get it notarized and everything. I'm like, listen, these are the things that I need in order for me to have a baby. And of course, a nanny was one, a house manager, like a cook. Like I need it all. I
Not the,
I need
not the cook too.
cook. We need it all because I can't do it all. Like I be stressed. It's a lot. That's why I'm drinking now. I got my red cup in the middle of the day.
Okay, same, same.
Mm.
Okay, so let me ask you to kind of pivot into somebody else that has come in with a relatively entertaining husband. So Gucci, how
Oh
did
my
she come into play in this whole mix?
God. So honestly, I mentioned So Gucci. I was like, hey, Carlos, I think that she would be great for the show, that she can actually bring something to the table. And of course, I knew her husband. He's super fun. He's way over the top. Like, listen, he has my husband beat by 100. His energy, I don't know where these men get this extra energy from, but they have it. Gucci, she's so sweet, so humble. She gives you a little ghetto-ness, a little classiness. Like she's a mixture of all. And then of course we came from the same hometown, so I think she was a
Okay.
great fit. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I said that y'all honestly I feel like have the perfect cast. And that I,
Mhm.
and I say that to say not to say that you didn't have it last season, but similar to some other reality shows that I know of, like first season is your starter season, right? And
Right.
then your second season, you kind of sometimes have to add in those right ingredients to make the recipe work even better. I
Yes, and those two were the perfect ingredients. Like, man, between Akeisha and Gucci, they're gonna love season two.
Yeah.
Love it.
How did you feel when you learned that Dr. Antoinette Lyles would not be returning? Because I know that was like your road dog too.
That is my girl. I was a little sad, but one thing about it in business, I mean, if one aspect is gone, you have to figure out how to best make it work. So I couldn't, I could be sad about it, but at the end of the day, I still have a show to do. So I'm
Right.
gonna do it to the best of my ability with what I have and without her. So we still, of course, talk.
Oh,
She's
good,
still
good,
my girl. She's still my
good.
girl, but yeah, I miss her.
Yeah, there are a lot of people when I was doing my review that were asking about her and just talking
Mhm.
about how much they missed her, and I was like, based on her Instagram, I feel like she's doing rather well with her practice, so that's good to hear.
Yes, definitely that. I mean, business is her focal point at this moment, and I'm happy for her.
What can we expect from this moment in the men's room with you and Marie? Like, without going into too many details, because so this interview will come out before the episode. So,
Okay.
what give us the vibe of that interaction?
Um, the interaction in the bathroom, without giving away too much, Richie really, you know, I, I'm just gonna say, stay tuned and watch. It's explosive. Like, I mean,
Okay.
I can't really say anything without giving away anything. Marie is Marie every day, all day.
I feel like I have an idea of what's gonna happen. I'm gonna
What do
give
you
you a
think?
prediction, and you don't
Okay,
have to say nothing. But I'm just gonna give you my prediction.
okay. You better not have seen this show.
I ain't seen it. I ain't seen it. I did not get a screener or nothing. But
Okay.
my prediction is that either she's gonna walk away and not listen to you. I just have this feeling in my mind that I feel like A, it's not gonna go well, and B, I feel like she is gonna exit stage left, or either you're gonna exit stage left because it's just gonna be no resolution. That's how I feel.
Mm, okay. Predictions. Let's see if those predictions are true.
Okay. Okay. Do you guys have any more like are there any more explosive moments that are coming up that we should be on the lookout for?
Whew.
Um or can you tell me who to look out for in the next couple of episodes?
The next couple of episodes, I would say definitely look out. Listen, this season right here is one for the books, honey. I love it. I love it. Then again, I'm like, oh my god, this is too much. So I would say look out for all the cast because when I say the girls are bringing it, they are bringing it, and it's just simple as that.
The men are bringing it too.
We call them the bellmen.
Okay, the men
The
are
bell.
bringing.
Yes, the guys. They bring the guys actually neutralize us. Like when the guys
Really?
are in the presence of us, it's like, okay, we're friends, we're all happy, and we're singing together. But then when they leave, it's like, oh, you got me. It's like, ah.
Oh, it's two questions I gotta ask you. One, your thoughts on Glenn and Letitia.
Oh my God. I want Glenn and Letitia to work out so bad. Like, I know the love that Glenn has for Letitia. Don't get me wrong. I don't wish that upon no woman. As women, we tend to take a lot from men. We have to get cheated on 30 times before we can wake up and, be like, okay, you got me fucked up. But in that situation, if it doesn't work, I'm with it. I'm with Glenn, or I'm good with Tisha without Glenn. Whatever works for her, whatever her peace of mind is telling her, then I'm all for it. You know,
Mm, yeah,
I'm a fan of a nuclear family.
I
If
know.
it if
I
it
know.
makes sense, you
Yeah,
know.
it's hard because as I told her, just being around the two of them. I mean, you can
Hmm.
still see it's
Yes,
evident. Like
yes.
y'all still
They.
operate like a couple. You know what I'm saying? So that it was. But then also knowing how she feels about him and what he's
Hmm.
done is also a challenge too. So
Yes.
it's hard. It's hard.
Yes. It definitely is. I don't know what I would do if my husband, somebody came to me and was like, hey, he possibly has a baby on the way. Like, and what I tell people is to not judge because we don't know what we would do if we were in that situation. And it's not being a dumb woman. It's nothing dumb about it at all. It's like I said, it's always your headspace and how you feel. I follow my heart,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I think that's all you
And
can say,
hmm
because they have a child together and they have
for
history
sure.
together. So it is
Yes.
not as easy, I think, as some people might want it to be.
Listen, me and my husband, like I said, we've been together like 12 years. And he can go out the country and no, he'll literally go out the country. He can't sleep at night because I'm not beside him. Like he'll literally be on the phone up with me like until he fall asleep. So it's
That's what I'm talking
hard when you have, I have that effect on him, honey.
about.
So it's hard because when you have that much history, that person becomes a part of you. And like they say, divorce is like a death. And,
Yeah.
I can only imagine what she's going through.
Speaking of cheating allegations, the Tambra situation.
Oh, God.
What was your reaction to when do you find out about this in the filming process? Because it's right now it's just between Letitia and her friend. When do you find out? And how did
Oh,
you feel about it?
where did I find out? Oh, my God. It may have been a few weeks after, you know what? I can't remember when I found out about it. I think it was maybe like a few weeks after Tisha found out, of course. I can't even remember the setting when I don't know if Tisha called me or were we together. I can't remember, can't recall, you know. But Damon and Tambra, I've seen them together and they're like the perfect couple. I don't know. I guess I don't want to. I really have no judgment about Tamara and Damon when it comes to that situation because I guess you guys can tune in and find out like what happens if Damon is cheating, if he isn't cheating, the whole little situation at hand. So I can just say that I love them together. Damon really loves Tamara, like, and one thing I can say, he will go in when it comes to Tamara. Leave Tamara out of this. Don't say anything to Tamara. Like he's really protective when it comes to her, and I can respect a man like that.
Okay, so there might be more than meets the eye to this whole situation. So we're gonna have to keep our eye on that. Okay. Thank
Definitely.
you for giving us a little bit of tea that you could. What else do you have coming up in the near future? Like any more product lines? I know you talked about like in your intro for the season, you talked about like purchasing land, stuff like that, like that you were interested in. What else does Latrice have coming up?
So right now, me and my husband, we're in the process of building this whole Airbnb community. So we have the land, why not utilize it? So we're finishing up with one home, like we're almost done with it, and then we have plenty more to build. So I'm excited about that. It's stressful building these houses, dealing with contractors.
Mhm.
But that's our new project. We try to do a project at least once a year.
Okay.
We're trying to accumulate wealth, like wealth.
Yeah.
So this Airbnb community, they're like little micro homes,
Okay.
and we're gonna try to build maybe about 30 of them. So I'm
Nice.
excited about that.
Very nice. Real estate in Jackson, it like how it I would assume that it's like it's on the come up at this point.
Definitely that. So honestly, Jackson, it's of course a high crime area, but gentrification is a thing, and they're basically coming through Jackson, and that's what they're doing. So the housing is, even with the economy, even without the economy being the way that it is now, like the value of properties have increased. Hell, our property increased, thank God,
Okay.
because so listen, the real estate market, it's what's up right now. If
Okay.
if you own, this is the best time to own right here. And anybody that's around me, I always try to encourage them, like, hey, let's own. You can never go wrong with buying land. Land is never gonna, spoil.
Yeah.
And they're not making any more land. So if any land come on the market, I'm always on the internet looking, and I'm gonna go to my husband, hey, let's get it. What's up?
That's something that I don't think a lot of people actually look into is purchasing land.
Oh,
I want to ask you one more question because I feel like somebody out there is wanting to do something like what you're doing. What would be your best piece of business advice for someone who maybe wants to get into the hair or hair product industry in general? Like, what would be your advice?
I always tell people that consistency is key. I have a lot of mentees that I mentor, and they often give up because it doesn't come as fast as they wanted because the business is so diluted.
Mm,
But one thing I had to do was stay consistent with everything that I do. If I can't figure it out this way, I'm gonna go to step two, three, four, five, six. I'm gonna exhaust all avenues before for one, I'm never gonna give up, but I'm gonna exhaust all avenues before I try to figure out, another way to do it. So my advice is just stay consistent, believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself, and you'll see yourself grow.
there we go. I think that's the best place to end it on. Latrice, thank you so much for your time today. I know you got a lot going on, but I appreciate you taking out the time to talk to us. And I always say these types of interviews allow the audience to get to know you even better than we get to
Mhm.
see on the show. So again, it's much
Oh,
appreciated.
oh, thank you so much, Richie.
And of course, you got to come back at the end of the season because I'm sure we're gonna have a lot more questions.
Oh God, yeah. At the end of the season, honey, we'll see how this work out. But nevertheless, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure.
You know how we do it over here. Can you tell everybody where they can find everything Latrice Rogers?
Yeah. So Instagram, it's Latrice Rogers official. Facebook, it's Latrice Rogers. Twitter, it's Latrice Rogers one.
Okay, cool. We'll have all of your socials in the description of this video so you guys can follow everything that Latrice has going on.
Yeah.
Sky Squad, thank you so much for tapping
Thank
into this
you.
interview. And with that being said, we will see you guys in the next one. Oh, and Bell Collective tonight.
Yes,
Be sure to
tonight.
tune
Make
in
sure you
on
watch.
OWN. All right, because episode 3 is about to be lit.
Yeah. Oh, look, I'm excited to see it.
And we're gonna leave y'all with that. Peace.